reason. It's this. Oh my God. Smash that like button, God drama. Aaron in the building. Everyone get them likes up, God damn it. We are surviving Kamala Harris, aka the mulatto, ex vice president of the United States of America. Appears the Bible. Kamala Harris is going in on Donald Trump and Donald Trump's clip-on toupee. Appears the Bible. Everybody get them likes up. Everybody that's coming in the building, if you didn't smash that like button, you need to hit that button that's right there. Don't cost you no money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got to give it to Kamala Harris, whether she's telling the truth or she's telling a lie, but she's going in on Donald during survival. She's going in on the with the administration. I can't even get the words out, guys. Jada, I can't get the words out. I can't get the words out. You know what I'm saying? I am Hollywood. I can't get the words out. But this woman is pissed, and she's saying that if we would have let her be the president, Bible, motherfuckers wouldn't have been starving. This woman is saying that Donald Trump and the administration was starving the people, turning food stamps off, and doing the shit on purpose. The Bible. And now paying the people to shut their mouths. You know what I'm saying? Because the stamps allegedly got turned back on during survival. But I heard that motherfuckers got to reapply now. People have to reapply for their food stamp benefits. You know what I'm saying? And Kamala is going off. She's going off to where she's wrinkling in the neck. She is going off. Listen to her.
What I'm about to tell you should alarm every single American. And I don't say that lightly. I've spent my entire life fighting for people. As a prosecutor, as a district attorney, as the Attorney General of California, and as Vice President of the United States. I have dedicated my career to protecting the most vulnerable among us. And what just happened should wake us all up to the real crisis we are facing right now.
Wow. So Kamala's saying that we need to wake up to the real crisis. She's saying, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be nice to get that $2,000 during survival. It's nice that the stamps is back on hitting different. But Kamala is trying to tell the world that Donald and his toupee was starving the people on purpose for political reasons. Spell the Bible. This is what she's saying, guys.
Just days ago, a federal judge in Rhode Island made a decision that would have fed millions of hungry Americans. Judge John McConnell Jr. ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, for the month of November. Despite a government shutdown, despite budget constraints, despite the chaos in Washington, this judge said, the law is clear. You must feed people.
Wow. So Kamala is saying that Trump knew better and his administration, Pierce her Bible, knew that people's stomachs were growling. They knew that the people was hungry. And they breaths to the point to where your breath stink. Pierce her Bible. You know how you ever taste your motherfucking shit? And you can taste that you're hungry to where you can taste that your breath stink? So she's saying that he left us to the point that we could taste that our breath was stinking. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether y'all believe Kamala or not, pure survival, it's up to y'all. I'm just reacting to what she's saying during survival. Smash that like button. She going in.
For the month of November, despite a government shutdown, despite budget constraints, Despite the chaos in Washington, this judge said, "The law is clear. You must feed people. You cannot let Americans starve while Congress figures out its budget."
Wow.
It was a momentary victory for common sense, for decency,
Wow.
for the idea that the government should prioritize keeping people alive over political gamesmanship.
Wow. Political gamesmanship. Smash that like button, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe her. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think she's full of dog shit. Pills of Bible. I don't know. It's up to the people. Kamala Harris don't got to take time out of her day, Pills of Bible, to tell us the truth. If this is the truth, why would she go out her way to let Americans know they were starving us? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, guys.
While Congress figures out its budget. It was a momentary victory for common sense, for decency, for the idea that the government should prioritize keeping people alive over political gamesmanship. Millions of hungry Americans, 42 million of them, were about to receive their full monthly benefits.
Wow.
Children would have food on their plates. Seniors would be able to buy groceries. Working families would have some relief from the impossible choice between paying rent and buying food.
Wow.
But then something extraordinary happened. The Trump administration went to the Supreme Court. They asked the justices to pause that order, to stop it from taking effect.
Wow. So she's saying that Trump and the administration went and tried to stop the food stamps from coming back on. Pills of Bible. And for everyone that's saying that this is an AI during survival, this is Kamala Harris' real YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is really her. Pills of Bible. I don't know why y'all think that this is an AI, but I already went and checked her channel. This is her during survival. This is her, and she sound like herself, and she look like herself.
Went to the Supreme Court. They asked the justices to pause that order, to stop it from taking effect, to reverse Judge McConnell's ruling and keep millions of Americans from receiving the food assistance they depend on for survival.
Wow.
And on November 7th,
she said for survival. And y'all know I represent pure survival. She's talking about survival. Pure survival. People being starved across America is pure survival. For the people that want to say that this is just an AI, pure survival, you know what I'm saying? Why is she speaking facts then? If this is true, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this is not true, pure survival, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if this is an AI, why is the AI saying all the things that America's already feeling like? How is the AI saying what Americans is already feeling like during survival? Well, this is a truth-telling ass motherfucking AI. But this ain't no AI, guys. I'm telling y'all, I looked it up.
Justices to pause that order, to stop it from taking effect, to reverse Judge McConnell's ruling and keep millions of Americans from receiving the food assistance they depend on for survival.
Wow.
And on November 7th, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson granted that request.
You see her lips moving with the words.
Paused the order. The Trump administration's appeal was approved. Full SNAP benefits were frozen. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button. Become a member of this community.
Wow, become a member of this community. And I already became a member of her channel, Pure Survival, just to make sure that it was really her. I already became a member. And if you want to become a member to Kamala Harris, become a member.
Because what I'm about to share with you is critical information you need to know.
Wow.
Now, I want to be very clear about what this means. When you strip away all the legal language and all the political rhetoric, what this decision means is this. The Trump administration would rather fight in court to prevent hungry people from being fed.
Wow. Do you hear this? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe her. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think this is a lie. She's saying the Trump administration rather see people hungry during survival unless they got the power. You know what I mean? And I told y'all, to me, I'm not into politics, pure survival. I don't trust neither side. You know what I'm saying? But for Kamala to come out to tell the people, she trying to tell the people what's going on in the White House. Smash that like button, guys.
Means is this. The Trump administration would rather fight in court to prevent hungry people from being fed than to simply do the right thing. Let me say that again.
Wow.
The Trump administration went to the Supreme Court, one of the most powerful institutions in the world,
wow,
to ask them to stop a court order that would feed hungry Americans.
Wow.
This isn't hypothetical. This isn't abstract. This is about real people.
This is about real people. This is about real people. Y'all want to keep sitting there talking about this is AI, pure survival, and she's worried about the people. Y'all are not listening to the message that she's giving during survival. Y'all not listening to the message. Whether you like this woman or you don't like her, pure survival, listen to the damn message.
Powerful institutions in the world, to ask them to stop a court order that would feed hungry Americans. This isn't hypothetical. This isn't abstract. This is about real people. 42 million real people.
Wow, 42 million real people.
That's 1 in every 10 Americans. That's more people than the entire population of Canada.
Damn.
These aren't welfare queens sitting around collecting checks for nothing.
Wow, these aren't welfare queens sitting around collecting checks for nothing. Shout out to the welfare queens. Y'all gotta understand that this woman is speaking some shit that we need to hear during survival. We need to know if they telling the truth or if they're not. Pure survival. I know she ain't say this before, but I'm glad that she's speaking her mind during survival. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sitting there getting mad at me like I'm taking her side. I'm just reacting to the shit. You know what I mean?
Million real people. That's 1 in every 10 Americans. That's more people than the entire population of Canada. These aren't welfare queens sitting around collecting checks for nothing.
Wow.
These are working people. These are elderly Americans.
Wow.
These are children.
Children.
These are people working 2 and 3 jobs who still cannot afford enough food to feed their families at the end of the month.
And that's why I'm don't understand how y'all not paying attention to this. She's talking about the children. She's talking about the people that are working paycheck to paycheck, and still hungry. That's what y'all need to be worried about. All these people want to get in here and keep saying, that's AI, that's AI. But y'all not listening to the message. Y'all just mad at the messenger. Y'all ain't listening to the message.
2 and 3 jobs who still cannot afford enough food to feed their families at the end of the month. Let me tell you what the situation is right now. The government has been shut down. Congress cannot agree on a budget.
Wow.
And because of that shutdown, SNAP funding was supposed to end on November 1st. Do you understand what that means? 42 million people were supposed to wake up on November 1st with no money to buy groceries, no money to buy milk for their babies, no money to buy bread or rice or beans or any of the basic staples that families depend on for survival.
For survival. She's still talking about survival. Kamala Harris must watch me on YouTube. Pure survival. What does she know about survival? And she's saying that the people was ready for Thanksgiving. People was ready to get some milk and cereal. Shit like that. You know what I mean? What about the frosting flakes? Y'all got to smash that like button, guys. Give it up for Kamala Harris.
Up on November 1st with no money to buy groceries, no money to buy milk for their babies, no money to buy bread or rice or beans or any of the basic staples that families depend on for survival.
Wow.
When this reality set in, when people began to understand that millions of Americans would literally go hungry because of Washington's inability to do its job, the courts stepped in. Multiple federal judges in multiple states said the same thing.
Now, is that true or not? Didn't the federal judges get involved? Didn't 2 federal judges get involved, pure survival, and said that y'all got to stop arguing, y'all got to stop going back and forth, y'all need to make a decision because motherfuckers is hungry, pure survival. And y'all want to say that no judges got involved? So y'all saying that the 2 federal judge, pure survival, were they AI? Were the federal judges AI during survival? Was that a whole AI courtroom? Y'all gotta chill with this AI shit, pure survival. Y'all know this ain't the AI Tupac. This ain't the AI Martin Luther King, pure survival. This is really Kamala.
That millions of Americans would literally go hungry because of Washington's inability to do its job. The courts stepped in. Multiple federal judges in multiple states said the same thing. This cannot happen. The law requires the government to provide food assistance. You cannot simply cut people off in the middle of the month.
Wow.
Judge McConnell in Rhode Island looked at the law, looked at the facts, and said, the Trump administration must provide full SNAP benefits for November.
And y'all heard that they said that they were going to give half of the benefits during survival. She's saying that the law, it means that you're supposed to give all the stamps back during survival. You ain't supposed to just give enough money for people to get Lunchables and TV dinners. Pure survival. Motherfuckers want to go back to shrimp. People want to go back to lobsters, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris, this mulatto lady, is giving y'all the goddamn scoop.
Food assistance. You cannot simply cut people off in the middle of the month. Judge McConnell in Rhode Island looked at the law, looked at the facts, and said, the Trump administration must provide full SNAP benefits for November.
Wow.
Period.
Period.
And you know what happened? For a brief window, just a few hours, millions of people got their benefits. States that had stopped issuing full benefits resumed. Electronic benefit cards were loaded with money. People could go to the grocery store and buy food for their families. For a few glorious hours, 42 million Americans had hope. They had food security. They could breathe a sigh of relief.
Wow. She cares about 42 million Americans, guys. Kamala Harris is saying that she cares about Americans. We got 1,400 people in the building, guys. Everybody smash that like button, regardless if you don't like her or not. Pure survival. Don't blame it on me. Because when Trump speak and he blamed the Democrats, pure survival, I react to Trump too. So I know that Trump is going to say something back, pure survival. Y'all know Donald ain't going to let this woman just talk about him and his administration like dogs, pure survival. When they turned the stamps back on and she's bringing up old beef. She bringing up old beef to get the Americans mad at Trump again when we all waiting for that $2,000, Kamala, pure survival. We waiting for that 2,000.
People could go to the grocery store and buy food for their families. For a few glorious hours, 42 million Americans had hope. They had food security. They could breathe a sigh of relief, knowing their children would eat. And then the Trump administration's Supreme Court stay froze it all.
Wow.
Justice Jackson put the order on hold.
Now, did y'all know that? When they turned the food stamps back on, they turned around and froze the stamps during survival. You know what I mean? Now, I don't get stamps. You know what I'm saying? But I have before in my life. So I know if they would have froze my stamps, pure survival, I would have passed out in the damn shopping cart, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the people that was at the front ready to fucking check out. You got all your food in the motherfucker on the thing, and you about to check out. You got 10 people behind you, pure survival. You know what I mean? Talking about hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Imagine you got a whole cart full of food, pure survival, and you find out that they froze the shit like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? This is sad, guys. Smash that like button. It doesn't cost no money to get them likes up, guys. It is free. We talking about the hungry.
Grocery store and buy food for their families. For a few glorious hours, 42 million Americans had hope. They had food security. They could breathe a sigh of relief, knowing their children would eat. And then the Trump administration's Supreme Court stay froze it all.
Wow.
Justice Jackson put the order on hold.
Wow.
The benefits stopped flowing.
Damn.
Millions of people who had finally gotten their full payments were told, never mind, the money is being taken back.
Wow, the food stamps got taken back, pure survival. Put a 1 in the chat if you get food stamps and your food stamps got turned off again. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't know. Or if you know somebody who got their food stamps stopped again after they turned them back on. Pure survival. I don't know. Somebody tell me. This is crazy, guys. Why is Kamala Harris all of a sudden trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like she's saying that she's standing up for the American people. Why is she doing this all of a sudden? Pure survival.
Court stay froze it all. Justice Jackson put the order on hold. The benefits stopped flowing. Millions of people who had finally gotten their full payments were told, never mind, the money is being taken back.
Wow.
The USDA actually demanded that states immediately undo the benefits they had just issued. Imagine that. Imagine getting a deposit in your bank account, thinking your family's food crisis is over.
Oh my God, you're gonna think about that? Now imagine if you really thought that the food stamp beef was over. And you ready to go eat. I'm telling you, man, shout out to Kamala Harris for helping the people. We got 1,900 people in the building. Smash that like button. This is overwhelming. Everybody smash that like button. This is overwhelming.
Actually demanded that states immediately undo the benefits they had just issued. Imagine that. Imagine getting a deposit in your bank account, thinking your family's food crisis is over.
Wow.
and then being told, never mind, we're taking it back.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is not the behavior of a humane government.
Wow.
This is not the behavior of a government that cares about its people. This is the behavior of a government so fixated on power and control.
Wow. And I told y'all it was all about power and control during survival. I told y'all it's all about money, power, and respect, what you need in life. That's all it is. Motherfuckers don't care if we starve during survival. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking no side, whether you're left, whether you're right. I told y'all I'm in the middle. We got 2,000 people in the building, guys. Let's get at least 1,000 likes in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because goddamn it, it has to be some kind of truth to this or some fault. I don't know.
This is not the behavior of a humane government. This is not the behavior of a government that cares about its people. This is the behavior of a government so fixated on power and control.
Wow.
That it's willing to let people go hungry to prove a point. Let me explain what the Trump administration is arguing.
Wow.
They say that Judge McConnell's order is unconstitutional because it violates the separation of powers. They say it's an unprecedented overreach by the judicial branch into the executive and legislative branch's authority over spending.
Wow. See, it's people in here right now that's saying that this is true. Pure survival. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe her. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think that she's lying, just trying to win us over. Pure survival. Which one do y'all think it is? Is she lying or is she telling the truth, trying to get us on her side? You know what I'm saying? We have to understand what's happening during survival. Even with the people trying to say that this is an AI. If this is an AI, it was created for a reason, goddammit. It was created for a reason, not for the season. So we got to understand somebody is trying to send us a message during survival. We as American people need to stand up and not be blindsided and not be blindfolded. Because like I said, if this is AI, somebody made it up for a reason, not for the season. But this is on her YouTube channel, Pure Survival. So if this is AI, why would she upload herself fake talking? Pure Survival. Sound just like her. Why would she upload herself fake talking? We got to get 1,000 likes in the building, guys. I told y'all it's free to do it. I didn't ask y'all to hit that super chat during survival. Shout out to Humble Servant, just became a member. You can become a member to my channel too if you want to become a member and be like the humble servant and be like the humble servant. Pure survival.
On power and control, that it's willing to let people go hungry to prove a point. Let me explain what the Trump administration is arguing. They say that Judge McConnell's order is unconstitutional because it violates the separation of powers. They say it's an unprecedented overreach by the judicial branch into the executive and legislative branch's authority over spending. They claim that if they're forced to feed people during a government shutdown, it will set a precedent that allows courts to dictate spending decisions whenever they want.
Wow.
Do you hear what they're saying? Do you understand the logic here?
Do you understand the logic? Now, if this is true, the logic from what I'm getting out of it is they're saying, look, we feed the people when we get ready to. We're not going to let no judge or no motherfucker tell us when we can starve our people. That's the logic I'm getting out of it, pure survival.
Spending. They claim that if they're forced to feed people during a government shutdown, it will set a precedent that allows courts to dictate spending decisions whenever they want. Do you hear what they're saying? Do you understand the logic here? They're saying that courts don't have the power to order the government to follow the law.
Wow.
They're saying that the executive branch, the president, has the power to decide when to follow court orders and when to ignore them. They're saying that separation of powers means judges cannot tell the executive branch to do anything, even when that branch is violating federal law. That is not what separation of powers means. That's not how the Constitution.
Wow, shout out to Humble. Humble servant just came in hitting that super chat during survival. It's 2,300 people in the building. Smash that like button, guys.
They're saying that separation of powers means judges cannot tell the executive branch to do anything, even when that branch is violating federal law. That is not what separation of powers means. That's not how the Constitution works. Separation of powers means that no single branch becomes too powerful. It means that each branch checks the other. It means that courts can tell the executive branch to follow the law.
Wow, shout out to Most Hated. Just hit that super chat. It's going down. What's in her neck? I don't know. Look like a pack of hot dogs, pills of apple. But yo, smash that like button, guys.
That's not how the Constitution works. Separation of powers means that no single branch becomes too powerful. It means that each branch checks the other. It means that courts can tell the executive branch to follow the law. Courts do this all the time. When a president tries to do something illegal, courts can order them to stop.
Wow.
That's literally the job of the judicial branch. But what the Trump administration is arguing is something different. They're arguing that during the shutdown, or during any moment they deem an emergency, they have the unilateral power to decide who gets food and who doesn't.
Wow. The woman is saying that they can decide whether they gonna feed us or they gonna sit there and watch us starve and go play golf during survival. Everybody smash that like button, guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to give it up for the Mulata president. The Mulata president. Because this is, why would she be telling us this for? Pure survival.
But what the Trump administration is arguing is something different. They're arguing that during the shutdown, or during any moment they deem an emergency, they have the unilateral power to decide who gets food and who doesn't.
Wow.
They're arguing that courts have no power to stop them. They're arguing for something that looks suspiciously like the power of a dictator. Now, I want you to understand the real stakes here, because this isn't just about SNAP. This isn't just about food stamps. This is about a fundamental principle.
Wow.
Does the government have the obligation to keep its people alive?
Put a 1 in the chat. Listen, smash that like button and answer that question. She said, does the government has the obligation to keep people alive? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think they do. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think they could just let us die. Like, are they obligated to keep us alive? I mean, I don't think so. Pure survival. Smash that like button, guys. Let's get them likes up. We got over 2,000 people. Whether you don't like what she's saying or not, smash that like motherfucker button. This is crazy.
Now, I want you to understand the real stakes here, because this isn't just about SNAP. This isn't just about food stamps. This is about a fundamental principle. Does the government have the obligation to keep its people alive? Is there any situation in which a government can simply decide to starve people?
Wow.
Can the executive branch at will decide that certain people don't deserve to eat? I have spent my entire life fighting for the idea that a government has obligations to people. That's what being a prosecutor means. You're fighting on behalf of the people. You're saying this person violated the law, and the government has the obligation to hold them accountable. As a district attorney, I said crime has consequences. The law must be enforced. As Attorney General, I said the rights of people must be protected.
Wow.
The Constitution must mean something. And as Vice President, I have fought to expand and protect programs like SNAP because I believe, deeply believe, that the government must serve all people, not just the wealthy and powerful.
Wow. See, so she's saying that they can't just make sure that the rich get richer and the broker get broker. Pure survival. She's a food stamp superhero. Pure survival. She's here to save the SNAP benefits. Man, y'all got to give it up to her. She's a food stamp superhero.
Must be enforced. As Attorney General, I said the rights of people must be protected. The Constitution must mean something. And as Vice President, I have fought to expand and protect programs like SNAP because I believe, deeply believe, that the government must serve all people, not just the wealthy and powerful. And now I'm watching the Trump administration argue before the Supreme Court that the government has no obligation to feed hungry people.
Wow.
That during a shutdown or during any other moment they declare an emergency, they can cut people off.
Wow.
Without consequence. That judges have no power to stop them. That separation of powers means courts must sit silent while people starve.
Wow. I know Donald Trump is going to come back. Pure survival. He going to clap back. He going to clap back. Because there ain't no way that Trump is not going to say nothing about this with her saying all of this. Pure survival. This is deep.
And do you know what the most infuriating part is? The Trump administration's argument is that providing food is somehow hurting the negotiating position.
Wow.
They're saying that if they feed people, Congress won't feel the urgency to end the shutdown.
Wow.
They're literally using hunger as a negotiating tool.
Wow.
They're saying we will let people starve unless Congress capitulates to our demands. They're weaponizing food.
Wow. She's saying that they're using food as a weapon during survival. They're saying if you don't let us in power, they're going to be hungry, the motherfucker. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy.
Food is somehow hurting the negotiating position. They're saying that if they feed people, Congress won't feel the urgency to end the shutdown. They're literally using hunger as a negotiating tool.
Wow.
They're saying we will let people starve unless Congress capitulates to our demands.
Wow.
They're weaponizing food. They're weaponizing basic human survival.
Wow. Wow. And she still keeps talking about survival. This is crazy, guys. This is pure survival at its greatest.
They're weaponizing food. They're weaponizing basic human survival. This is not negotiation. This is coercion. This is extortion.
Wow.
This is saying to Congress, pass the budget we want, or we will let millions of people go hungry. This is saying to the American people, you will suffer unless you accept our terms.
Wow.
This is the behavior of someone who views government as a tool for personal power, not as an institution meant to serve people.
Wow. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Y'all got to get them likes up, man. Like I said, whether people want to believe that this is an AI or not, pure survival, why would they create an AI saying the things that it's saying? It's a message behind this. Whether it's true or false during survival, it is on this woman's YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and you search Kamala Harris, Pure Survival, this would mean her whole entire channel, her whole entire channel is fake. I don't believe that. Why would they put a message in here like this, Pure Survival? You know what I'm saying? I understand if you on the right side, if you on the left side, and all of that bullshit. All I care about is the things that she's saying in this video. And this is Kamala Harris talking.
When I talk about the threat to democracy, this is what I mean. It's not just about elections. It's not just about voting rights. It's about whether the government has the basic obligation to keep people alive.
Wow.
It's about whether the executive branch can unilaterally decide which laws to follow and which laws to ignore. It's about whether courts have any power to stop them. Throughout my career, I have looked at authoritarian governments around the world. I have studied how democracies die. And there's always a pattern. First, leaders attack the credibility of the courts. They say judges are biased. They say judicial decisions are illegitimate. They say courts have overreached.
Now, do y'all believe that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that courts have an overreach and they can be biased at times, pure survival. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all don't think that. If y'all think that the courts is all for the people.
Are biased. They say judicial decisions are illegitimate. They say courts have overreached. Then, when courts make decisions that leaders don't like, they refuse to comply. They argue that the courts don't have the power to stop them. They claim emergencies or national interests as justification for ignoring legal orders. And then, slowly, the courts lose power. The rule of law erodes. And eventually, the leader has the power to do whatever they want, and no institution can stop them. That's what's happening right now. The Trump administration is testing the limits of presidential power. They're asking, how far can we go? Can we ignore court orders? Can we use emergency powers to override the law? Can we weaponize basic government functions like food assistance to force political outcomes? And every time the courts fail to hold them accountable, they test further. When a leader says that courts don't have the power to order him to follow the law, what he's really saying is, I answer to no one.
Wow, I answer to no one. And as I told y'all guys, I believe Donald will strike back during survival. You know what I'm saying? That he's not just going to leave this out there. Because like I said, soon as I saw this, pure survival, I had to react to this during survival. It is online. It's on the internet. And you have to remember this. I don't give a damn who likes it or not, pure survival. So if you in this motherfucker talking about, oh, Jamil, da-da-da, why are you watching then? You know what I'm talking about, you dummy? So I don't give a fuck. This is what she's saying that's going on in America, true or false, pure survival.
When a leader weaponizes food assistance, What he's really saying is, I will make people suffer if it serves my political interests. When a leader appeals a court order that would feed hungry people, what he's really saying is, I value power more than people's lives.
Wow.
This should concern us all, because the playbook is being written right in front of us.
Wow.
And it's not hypothetical. It's not some distant fear. This is happening right now. Millions of Americans are trying to figure out how they'll feed their families, while the President of the United States fights in court to prevent them from getting food assistance.
Wow. See, and then when you react to some shit, people will look at you like you made the video. I'm seeing this video the same way that y'all seeing this video, Pills of Bible. And there's people that's coming in here saying that she's telling the truth. And then there's people that's saying that she's not. Then there's people that's saying it's AI, Pills of Bible. But it's a whole message behind it. You know what I'm saying? The people in power don't give a damn. No matter which one, who you care about or who you feel that's for you. You know what I mean? To me, I don't feel like none of them give a damn.
Let me tell you what this moment reminds me of. It reminds me of why I became a prosecutor in the first place. I didn't become a prosecutor because I wanted power. I didn't become a prosecutor to gain prestige or status. I became a prosecutor because I believed in something fundamental, that the government has an obligation to protect people, that the law should mean something, that no one, not the rich, not the powerful, not the president, is above the law. The whole point of having a government is that it serves people.
Wow.
It protects them. It ensures that basic human needs are met. Food, safety, shelter. These are not luxuries. These are not optional. These are the basic foundation of what it means to have a functioning society. When the government stops providing these things, when the government actively works against people getting food, then the government has fundamentally failed its mission.
Wow.
And if that happens, if the government can do that without consequence, then what's the point of government at all? Why should people follow laws? Why should people pay taxes? Why should people accept the legitimacy of the government?
Wow, wow. I can't believe that this woman is saying all of this, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? But, like, listen, whether this is Kamala or whether this is AI, whoever it is making some sense. I just don't know why would somebody create an AI that's saying all of these things during survival. Look, humble servant said telling the truth. Humble servant said telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't think that this is giving us a message during survival? That it's trying to tell us something?
The government can do that without consequence. Then what's the point of government at all? Why should people follow laws? Why should people pay taxes? Why should people accept the legitimacy of the government? This is the question the Trump administration is forcing us to confront right now. And I'm here to tell you, we cannot accept this. We cannot allow the executive branch to unilaterally decide that it's okay to let people starve.
Wow.
We cannot allow courts to be stripped of their power to enforce the law. We cannot accept a system where the president can ignore court orders whenever he claims it serves his interests. Now, I know that people are tired. They're tired of politics. They're tired of fighting. They want their government to just work. I understand that. But I'm asking you to understand something. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about whether democracy can survive. This is about whether the rule of law means anything. This is about whether we're a nation that honors its obligation to its most vulnerable people, or whether we're becoming a nation where the powerful can do whatever they want. The Trump administration's...
Wow. This is crazy, man. This is so deep that you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you look, right, for the people that said, look, this is a YouTube channel. This is her channel, Pure Survival. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy, man. Like I said, Kamala Harris just came out and just went ham. You know what I'm saying? And look, this was just last night. 134,000 views for her video. 134,000 views. This came out last night. And I'm reacting to it. And for the people that try to get mad at me, like I made the video, Pure Survival, this just came out last night. Did 134,000 views, ladies and gentlemen. So 134,000 people already saw this shit. Y'all late. I'm coming to my people, letting y'all know what I just discovered. I'm not trying to say that I discovered America. Pure Survival. I'm not Christopher Columbus. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, and Christopher, you know, he didn't discover America. It was the Indians, allegedly. Pure Survival. But all I'm saying to y'all is listening to this message is crazy during survival. Whether this is real, whether this is fake, somebody made it for us to hear it. I don't know if it was Democrat AI generated. I don't know if it was Republican AI generated, or whether it's her, being as though it's so many people saying that it's not Pure Survival. I'm just thinking about the people that went hungry. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the $2,000 stimulus checks is coming, Pure Survival. I just spoke and said that Donald did a good thing by sending the checks out by Christmas Eve. Pure Survival. But motherfuckers want those checks. You know, I said that, look, that's a good thing that the food stamps is turned back on. Pure Survival. I said that. And I also said, I don't blame, you know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming one side. I feel like both sides was all about power and was all about themselves. The richer getting richer while the poor starve. We all saw that happening. You know what I'm saying? While they was in the courtrooms arguing, going back and forth, and when all they had to do was just hit one button to feed the people. Pure Survival.